All right, what's up, YouTube? Daniel back for another video. Hi, what's up, YouTube? Daniel back here for another video. As you can see or hear, I am outside. I am in Barcelona, and I want to shoot a quick video because essentially update you guys on the growth I've had and being able to basically put aside a situation that would most commonly hurt a lot of people, and just see from the title of the video how it changed my whole perspective on everything, and that is how losing my luggage helped me grow as a person. So, when I came to Barcelona, it's been a dream since I was a little kid. I've been wanting to come here since I was 9 years old. I started watching soccer, and there's a team called FC Barcelona that I follow. I went to the stadium today, and essentially being able to come here with so much gratitude and just see that everything is internal. And the state I was coming in on the plane here, I was basically at the point of, I think, actually crying just how grateful I was. And many people come to Europe and they have the opportunity to come so often. It's my first time, and I was about to turn 30. And I mean, it's crazy, when you're that grateful. And I mentioned this in the story as well that I posted the other day, is, if God were to give you your dream, but you lost your luggage in the process, would you care? And I didn't see the test in the beginning, but when you start to align yourself more with God and see that everything is actually a sign and not coincidence, it made sense why it happened. Essentially, I was, preaching about being grateful, accepting whatever is coming to you and stop looking externally so much and actually looking internally. And, I was able to experience coming to Barcelona, and the first thing that happened was I didn't get my luggage. And I mean, I didn't see it at the time, but I didn't react at all. I was very composed, and eventually when talking with my coach, he helped me see that it was all a test. God testing me and saying, okay, you're saying you're grateful and you feel grateful, but are you actually grateful, and putting something external in front of me to test me with that. And I passed it with flying colors. I was so happy that I didn't care. Just ended up, having some things that I bought that I needed, like shoes and stuff like that. But I had a friend that I'm with, and luckily enough, he was my size, so he was able to give me all the stuff I needed. But it's crazy that even he was mentioning, other people were saying that you should do more, and I would be freaking out, and it's your luggage. But I knew that everything was outside of my control. The only thing that was in my control was how I was feeling and the gratitude that I was showing. So if I was internally grateful and shifted my state because of that, I would basically telling God that I'm not actually the person that I'm trying to be, which is grateful, right? I've always had the issue of not being in gratitude and thinking that once something external came, I could be grateful eventually and start feeling good, but it's actually backwards. And that's the whole journey I'm on right now, just feeling good more and more every day, as opposed to letting the external base on how I feel, or letting the situation base how I feel. So if you right now are going through this, know that it has to come from reverse. I've been able to come to this trip and experience Barcelona because of that, operating out of faith and not fear of trying to control, and you can say set all these goals and things they want to manipulate in terms of reality, and it's all about letting go in love, as I've been told, and realizing that everything has its place and its reason for happening. There's not a coincidence, like I said, that I lost my luggage, and it was meant to be a test. And now that I see it, so more tests will be coming. I feel the growth like crazy. Just removing all the things out of my life that don't help me, the overthinking, indecision, doubt's the big one as well. It's one of my biggest ones. And just moving forward slowly and slowly, being more and more grateful. And the tests will only get bigger as I grow more, right? So this is a small test, but God will test you, and based on the situation, when everything's going good is when you get the most tested. Not everything's going bad, that's also a test. Everything's a test. But the days that are your best days, you're gonna be tested to see if your state moves or changes based on the situation. So it's all an internal game. At the end of the day, it's nothing external. and being able to, oh shit, sorry, I'm adjusted. Being able to understand that and make it a habit of feeling instead of thinking is the biggest thing that you'll be able to experience. So just feeling really, really good here. Obviously, I'm on a trip, so you could say it's easy to do that because I'm away from home. But even when I was leaving Canada, I had a sense of gratitude of being able to live there. And before I would always be like complaining and thinking, I have to leave here, and like this country's getting worse. And don't get me wrong, Canada is not in the best place right now, but me looking at the negatives always would just end up being something that would come into my everyday thoughts, and it was happening. Like my thoughts were always just looking at the negative side of something and not feeling good internally and thinking, oh, if I change this, then I can feel good, and it's all backwards. So yeah, the lesson here essentially is, tests will come when you're feeling the best internally, and my test was a luggage, and I believe I passed it. I'm still haven't received it. I actually got someone else's luggage today, so there's still more delays and more things that God is trying to test my patience with and gratitude. And I'm not affected in the slightest. I know it's going to happen. I will get it back. It's just a matter of passing the test and making sure that things go well with that. So, anyways, quick little video. I'll be posting more. I've been just enjoying my time here in Barcelona. I've been here for like 3-4 days. Obviously, it's a 6-hour difference. Being in Canada, it's 6 hours ahead, but it's been crazy. Like, I've been to Argentina and Miami, and I would say it's a mix between both. It's like a hybrid. If Argentina and Miami had a baby, it'd be Barcelona. And the only thing that I do want to focus on is just feeling good. It's crazy because once you understand that's how it works, and basically how you operate is what matters most, not the external and like the method you find or things like that. The method is just you chasing and trying to control more, but everything is internal. How you feel dictates what you'll attract and how you be vibrating, right? You can't think vibration, you have to feel it. And that's one thing I've seen that many men have trouble with, is understanding where they're at in terms of who they are, as opposed to letting things that they achieve or get or attain tell them who they are based on money they make, maybe relationship or women they get, the body they have. Like they attach their value to that, as opposed to you can have everything but not know who you are. And that's, I would say, the most invaluable thing, right? Not knowing who you are as a person, not knowing your spiritual gifts and what you're here to do, and just thinking it's about chasing money or status or whatever it is you think is success. Because success is being able to see something you want, feel that you have it, and then as a consequence of acting through gratitude, getting it. So it's a little bar you guys can save, but feeling crazy grateful right now. A little late. I still wake up at 4:40, but just trying to enjoy time with a friend right now and getting back to that. So hope you guys are well, and in the meantime, as always, keep killing it.